Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be a quick rundown of all the materials that I have discovered this year in the course of creating videos for you, and which I would recommend, and things that we're going to come back to and use over the next coming year, and that I can heartily recommend because everything that I show you here has proved to be something I use a lot and I think that you would enjoy. If you're looking for a gift for yourself, you want to put on your Christmas list, any of these things you might enjoy, I think. So let's get started. Going to start with a couple of books. This book is called How to Be a Wildflower. It's by Katie Daisy, and it's an interesting book. It's kind of whimsical and very original, and I've been turning to this occasionally for inspiration for some of my paintings. I think it's lovely just to browse through and look at her very original and unique kind of style of painting. So all of these things, by the way, will be in my Amazon shop, amazon.com/shop/Diane Antone Studio, and you'll find that there's a list there which is entitled Christmas gift ideas. I think that's what I've called it. And all of the things I'm going to talk about now will be there. So there's that. Then the other book, and who can ever have too many books? I love books. 365 Days of Art in Nature by Lorna Scobie. She's got a series of 4 or 5 of these. There's a page for every day. And you go through it and she gives you an idea. And I love the way that her ideas have been so badly painted, so it's not intimidating at all. And then she gives you a prompt, and it's things like take a walk outside, draw something that inspires you. And I've got all the way up to, where am I up to? This is one of mine, these are mine. And I've got as far as here, page 69, and that's my moon. Quite liked that. So I've still got a long way to go, but if you do something from this book every day, your painting will definitely improve. So I heartily recommend this book. A book, sketchbook paper now. Something that I use almost every week is my Viviva sketchbook. I've got a few of these. They sent me half a dozen. Well, I paid for them, actually. It's almost smooth. It's somewhere between hot and cold press. I find it's really good for the whimsical stuff that we do because it takes pens very easily. And when I'm using a pen on here, I tend to use these Staedtler pigment liners. I really like those. And you can get them really inexpensively, or the Pigma Microns are also very good, and you can never go wrong with a new set of those because they wear out. So that's another good idea. Going back to paper, I started to use Hahnemuhle Bamboo mixed media paper. This is really nice and shows up the colours really strongly. This has been painted in Kuretake colour, so we'll come to that. Some of my paintings that have been up recently are here. Some of them I've done and they're not up yet, but I really like this paper. And Hahnemuhle is called. You can get it on Amazon, and I like that one. I like the shape. It's different. It's nice. Other paper, quickly going through. Etchr watercolor pad is a block, and I have this thing about starting with apples and giving up. Glued all the way around, except for an opening here where you can slice it with a knife. This one is cold press. The other one is labelled hot press, but it's still cold press, but who cares? Anyway, that's nice paper. It's not that cheap, but it's quite nice. This one is my favourite for beginners. This is Clairefontaine Etival Aquarell watercolour paper. This costs about 60 cents a sheet. It's a what do you call it? It's cellulose, not cotton, but it's jolly good paper for practicing on. Totally recommend that one. All of these will be on my list in Amazon, as is this one, Bockingford. This is a big page. If you cut it in half, you get a sort of sensible size. It's also a block. I like blocks because they don't cockle, saves time in stretching. As much Bockingford paper as anyone would give you will stand you in good stead. Let's be frank, I think it's better than Arches for beginners. Arches watercolour paper is not for beginners. It's too expensive. Simple. Here, some paints. some paints and bits and pieces. This is a box of Staedtler Karat Aquarell pencils. I use these quite a lot. This is black watercolor pencil. When you put this on water, it becomes incredibly intense and has a very, very interesting effect with watercolor paint. And I use those a lot. So if you get a set of those, you won't regret it. I'm not sure if you can buy them individually, but you can definitely get 6 for not too much money. Then we've got, I talked about the Viviva sketchbook. I also have these paints by Viviva, which this is a little pan. And I have mentioned these before. These are very intense. They're dyes, really. I don't think they're real paints, but they're quite handy to have. And I think that makes a really nice little gift for a child or something just to put on the Christmas tree, because it's very light and you could actually put that on the tree as a Father Christmas present. So that's a nice idea. Even more so, the colour sheets, which are like this. They normally come with a little band around them and in a folder. The same paints, dyes really, but you can stick that in your handbag if you think you're likely to do a painting when you're out on a walk or something. Really good idea. This is their October thing. Then Daniel Smith Primatek colours. They're good. They're really nice. They very, very organic, very, granulating. They make nice moody pictures. We're going to be using some of those in the winter. And similar to that, but cheaper, much cheaper, are these Gansai Tambi graphite colours by Kuretake. These are much nicer than they look here. You don't use them heavily, you use them lightly. I've done a few videos with these already, and I'm going to be doing more as Christmas is coming. They're kind of moody, kind of wintry. So yeah, they're nice gift. And in the same family, we have the Starry colours by Kuretake as well, which I think are absolutely essential. Everyone should have these. They're very intense. They're beautiful for drawing lines. If you want to put a border around a card, something like that, they just lift everything. So they're not very expensive either. A brilliant gift. Put that on your list, definitely. And that, and those. Derwent pencils, Inktense. I was gifted these by a lady who sent them to me. She said she had 2 sets. They're brilliant, excellent for sketching. Add water, they go whoomph. And I've used those a few times. I'm planning on using a little bit more. Maybe I'll do a painting with those of some leaves. I picked up some leaves yesterday. Look at these. They came off of one of our rhododendrons. They're begging to be painted. Look at the colours on those. Amazing, isn't it? I had, just beforehand, done this little sketch of some leaves, and when you realise, I thought they were quite bright, and then I saw these, and I'm going to have to do it again, make it brighter. So they're amazing. My best discovery last year has to be these Kuretake paints. Gansai Tambi, they're watercolour, and here they are. Lovely big pans. Nice and big. Look how big they are. Easy to use your brush in there. They are very intense. You can use them like gouache if you use them thickly. If you use plenty of water, they work just like watercolours. They blend well. There's a good selection of colours. The colours are nice. They're not ugly colours. They work well in any kind of painting. I've used them a lot. You can buy replacements when they run out. I don't know how come it is that I've used so much orange. I didn't think orange was my favourite colour, but I can't get it out now. Evidently it is, but you can see there's a reasonable thickness of paint in there. This is about $60 for this 48 set. You can get a 12, 24 or 48 set on Amazon. Very reasonable. Made in Japan. The Japanese know all about paint. They've been making it longer than most people. The Chinese have copied them. And I like Kuretake. I'm a great fan of Japanese paint now. I'm not going to talk about any of the other kinds of paint. You all know about Cotman. That's now made in China. Not going to recommend that. Winsor & Newton Professional is probably a little bit on the expensive side. Can't really go far wrong with it, mind you. And then the other one that I would recommend, and I'm not sure if I've got my set here. Let me see if I can find it. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I will anyway. Schminke. Schminke paints, German, incredibly traditional. They know exactly what they're doing. There's a big range of colours. You can get them in tubes or in pans. This is an old pan set I've got that's turned into my own particular mishmash of reds and yellows. You can't go far wrong with Schminke, and if someone says to you, I want to buy you some really good paints, that would be my recommendation. I would say go with the Germans. They know what they're doing. But who am I to talk against Daniel Smith? They're equally good, but they are very expensive, aren't they? But maybe not so much for you in America. Perhaps Daniel Smith is the way to go. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not talking about that. I'm not trying to promote anything above anything else. This is just telling you what it is that I have found this year that I like, that you might like too. So there we are. And I think that's about it, really. I'm not going to do much more than that. And I'm going to just do something that you might like to finish off with. So here we are, just in case you're interested, I'm just going to paint some shapes, some things, I don't know what yet, with this Kuretake set, just so that you can see how they work. I don't know what I'm going to do, probably nothing. See how intense they are? This is black. Something that you can do with black is you can add yellow and then you'll get a green. That looks a bit like the Primatek colours, doesn't it? A little bit more yellow. This is how you practice mixing. Look at that. That's a brilliant red there. That's called Rose Madder Deep. And I've added to it some cadmium yellow. And look at that. Look at those beautiful colours that you get. Cadmium yellow, Rose Madder Deep. Beautiful apricots and oranges and stuff like that. And this one I'm going to add blue to. I'm going to add, that is cobalt blue. It's a cobalt blue to black. A bit more cobalt blue. Add a little bit of cadmium. Look at the colours that you can make. A little bit more blue there. Turquoisey green. This one was yellow and black, a little bit of black, wasn't it? So could add some brown to that. No, sorry, that's purple. Add purple to yellow and you get a nice brown. See? You wouldn't think that, would you? Purple and yellow makes brown. Add a bit of blue down here and you're going to get a nice grey blue. See that? Grey blue. And then you could add a little bit of red again from up here to your grey blue. And you get a greyish pink, nice soft dusty pink. And then a bit more of this colour that I started off with. Get more of a sort of darker tone. Same thing. So there we are. We started off with an ugly apple in... This is the kind of thing I do quite a lot. And this was Rose Madder. This was cadmium yellow. Black. And we had cobalt. And that was it. Oh no, we had cobalt violet. But you can't see that because I mixed it all in. It's that one. So 16 different colours there, and you could get many, many more. Yeah, so Kuretake paints, great. If you enjoyed this, give me a like and subscribe, and please do go across to Amazon and check out my gift list there at amazon.com/shop/Diane Antone Studio. And don't forget, we've got Patreon and membership on here as well for you to enjoy. So I'm going to let go now, and I'll see you again soon. So bye for now, everybody. Bye-bye.